The world needs to speak about this right now. Because in Texas, 19 kids had just been killed at their own school. 2 teachers also died. And behind this massacre is an 18-year-old student. But the worst part about this devastating news is not even the headline. The worst part is that we're not even surprised. Because America has now become the only place in the world where sending your kid to school is almost like putting their lives on the line.
Put your phones away. Put your phones away.
America is the only place in the world right now there have been more mass shootings than actual days. And the people are getting sick and tired of it. From the parents who lost their kids in these senseless tragedies.
I'm done. They failed our kids again. Okay, I'm done. I've had it. You know, how many more times?
To lawmakers who have to beg for Congress to even act on this.
But I'm here on this floor to beg, to literally get down on my hands and knees and beg my colleagues. Find a path forward here.
And even the President of the United States knows they have reached rock bottom.
Why do we keep letting this happen? The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong. What in God's name do you need an assault weapon for except to kill someone?
By now, it is impossible to really know what pushed an 18-year-old to such unspeakable violence. Because he himself was shot dead by law enforcement right after his crime. We don't know what was going on in his head when he pulled the trigger on 19 innocent school children, 2 teachers, and supposedly his own grandmother. We do not know if he was bullied in class before, as his former classmate claimed. That might have pushed him to take revenge. What we know is that this teenager have posted an Instagram story showing off his assault weapons just 3 days before the massacre. What we know is that an 18-year-old was eligible enough to buy a firearm, and because of this, he just made history for the deadliest shooting at a US school since the horrible Sandy Hook Elementary massacre in 2012. It is a fact that this tragedy could have been prevented. I cannot even imagine how the parents of these dead kids feel right now. Imagine one day just looking forward to fetching them from school, and the next day figuring out how you're going to bury them. Tell me, how many more innocent kids will have to die before America finally finds a solution to gun violence? Until when will Americans have to live in fear for their kids' safety? Fearing that another deranged teenager can just walk into a gun store, buy assault rifles, and a few days later carry out a massacre.
What they do, the way they politicize guns and violence, led us to this day.
This is the right time to finally agree on the most basic things, like should gun buyers have a more thorough background check? Should schools have stricter security, or at least install metal detectors? Because if no one learns from this horrible experience yet again, what we now call the land of the free will soon just be the land of the free to kill.